And there's pleasure that eventually brings pain. A life lived in a bottle, a life indulging in sin of any kind, fleshly pleasures. These all end up in the same ending. There's pleasure for a short time, but eventually we find out that an eternity without God is not worth the short pleasure we had. And the interesting part is people don't understand that God has already promised us pleasures beyond anything we can even imagine in the hereafter with Him. You think that's fun? Wait till you see what God has for you. You don't know what fun is yet, literally, because the Bible says it has not entered into the mind of God, of man, how good God has for us in the eternity. We don't know what He has coming for us. It's that good. We can't even imagine it. When we see that, we're going to go, what was I thinking? I thought that was good. That was nothing. Sin's price. Well, what happens when you go out with your pocket full of cash and start enjoying the pleasures of the world? Sooner or later, that pocket full of cash gets empty. I don't care who you are. You could be Howard Hughes or John D. Rockefeller. Sooner or later, you come to the bottom of the money pile where you're all done and you don't have any more money to go out. And all of a sudden, you discover that, hell, I can't finance my lifestyle anymore. I can't go out and do these crazy things. The land of wine, woman, and song, now it's weeping, worry, and sorrow. He found out too late what the price tag for sin is. Reminds me of a song from the 70s. There's a song that was called Too Much Time on My Hands. And in the song, the singer laments the fact that he's unemployed and he's in a bar all day. He doesn't have a job and he has nothing. And he's getting bored with his lifestyle, about how bad it is for him. And the line that comes up is he says, I've got dozens of friends and the fun never ends as long as I'm buying. When you run out of funds, you find out that the world isn't your friend anymore. Oh, you don't have money to party. You don't have money to spend on this, that, and the other. Well, we can't help you. Suddenly, the drug dealer isn't your friend anymore. The bartender's not your friend anymore. All those other people you associated with suddenly don't want anything to do with you. Some people know those as fair weather friends. When you've got money, when you're invested in them, then suddenly you're worthy and you're worthwhile hanging around. When you don't, when you're down and out, well, I don't want anything to do with you now. Those are the friends that you don't need. You want friends that when you're down and out are there to pick you up. You want friends that when you need something, they do their best to try and get it for you. That's the kind of friends you want. Friends like Jesus, by the way. So this poor guy finds himself broke. He's alone. He's miles away from home. And he's separated from the Father by his own pride and ignorance. And we live that way so often because our pride and our ignorance keeps us from going back to the Father and saying, Lord, I need help. First step in getting any kind of help is admitting you need help, right? Isn't that what they tell alcoholics at Alcoholics Anonymous or drug users? Or even something so simple as your car is not running correctly. If you won't acknowledge it, oh, it's fine. It always makes that noise.